Good morning, good evening, and good night to everyone out there on the internet, whether you're listening on the podcast or watching on YouTube. It is time once again for Lancing with Myself, the 5-minute weekly show where I talk about being a freelance game designer and creative when you're low on spoons and low on cash. I'm Steve D, your host as always, and today I want to talk about how to give yourself that kind of boost to really get into a project. I've talked way back at the beginning about how to hack your brain with ideas and images, and how to just be bold and step out there and start creating. And one of the best rules I've found in my entire life is to make the cover of your game. And when I do my course where I teach people how to do game design, that is something I actually get them to do. I get them to draw a picture and put the title on it, and I put on things like how many players and how long it takes and what ages and up, and put a company name and all those kind of things. And the reason I'd want to do that is A, to get you start thinking about the product as a product, right? Go back into the 30s, I think, of these issues. You'll see an episode called "Where Is My Game Gonna Go?" All right, and that's about figuring out how do you view your product, the thing you're creating, as a product that is going to go to people. What does that look like? And that's really important as part of design. Okay, you need to be able to figure out at least some sort of exporting of that process. And where it goes and what that might look like and who is going to buy it or play it, and where you're going to put it so they can find it. And so making up a title and structuring things like that, you get an idea of all those things. But you also get your inspiration and you get a cohesive vision of your game. You get an idea of what it would look like on a shelf. And that gives you a lot of information, right? That tells you, right, this is the look I want, this is the kind of font I want, that tells me what this game is about. It's between this many players, it takes between this long and this long, and that gives you a thing that you can aim for. You go, right, let's just look back at the cover. Yep, that's still all true. If it isn't, we have to change the cover or whatever, but you can compare it. You go, right, that is the thing I'm aiming for. It's a goal. It gives you a blueprint, and it gives you something to inspire you, because you can go, yeah, I can imagine that. I can see that on the shelf. And therefore, it feels real. It feels like I'm doing something. It feels like I am working towards an achievable goal. And a goal that I recognize, and a goal that I can conceive of. I can see what my game would look like on a shelf, and that means I can work towards that. And it doesn't seem like it's impossible. So that's just a really good way to do it. Now, you might say, I have no graphic skills. I have no graphic design skills at all. But thank goodness we live in the age of the internet, because you can go to something called ImageFlip, imgflip.com. You can go get something called Canva for your phones and your tablets. All these things exist with templates and examples, and this is why it's so easy to con people these days, because the easiest thing in the world is to fake up something that looks real. And there's beautiful fonts and images and backgrounds, so you can just go, right, I want this kind of thing, that kind of thing. I'm going to jam it together. I'm going to write, title in the middle, number of players at the bottom, a couple of details on the back maybe about how to play it. See if I can get a 10-word description. That's another good thing. And also, I'm going to put my name on it. I'm going to put by Steve D, or whatever your name is, of course. Because again, that's the important part. I made this. That's something I'm going to make. I'm going to put it out there, and it'll be ready to go. Now, you might do a digital version. It's also a good thing to put on a box. When you make that first prototype, put it in a box, put a sticker or a piece of paper on the front, get out your pens and crayons and write what the game is and write how long it takes. And, again, that picture's going to be ugly as hell, but hey, it's a box. It's physical, and it's got a picture on it. And that's great for playtesting. You plonk it down. It's like, here's this game. Right, it's a stick figure, and there's a stick figure of a big dragon. Right, it's somebody fighting dragons. We know what's going on. We're communicating information, and we're designing, right? This is all about design. Design is a process that is every part of the process. It's all the way down under the hood, where you're messing with the tiny little mechanics, and it's all the way up to the very first moment that people even think about your game. And you want to come at it from every possible direction you can, because you never know which direction is going to help at one point in time. So having an idea of that end goal is really good, right? Design is every single part of that. Every part of it matters. People are playing your game from the moment they see the cover, even start thinking about the name. So put some time into that. build those bits. It's make your game better. It will give you a clear blueprint. It will inspire you. It will make it seem real. It'll make it seem concrete, and it'll communicate to your playtesters, your associates, your co-developers what you want. So, grab one of those many things on the internet. Get out your paints and your paste and your pens and make the cover. That's my advice today. Whatever you're working on now, I want you to go out and make the cover if you haven't already, or make the cover for your next game. That's all for today. Till next time, we'll see you on the internet. Be good, pat dogs, play games, have fun.